Howdy folks, this is Country Boy 360. So this is here in Washington State. This is a really hard time to go out and fish sometimes. Where I am on the island, it's not really too cold, but we do get bad winds and stuff like that. Plus my wife had surgery less than a week ago, so I'm not able to go out on the water because I'm taking care of her. But I do have a trip coming up in 6 days. Got somebody to come out here and stay with us so I can still go to my annual walleye social. But today's video is going to be one about rusty pliers or rusty gear. If you go out and you fish in the freshwater, it's not too bad, but it still happens. If you go out and fish saltwater, it's going to happen. So right here, this is a pair of pliers I had on my boat. Here in the Puget Sound, we have to pinch our barbs. So I use these right here to pinch the barbs, and it's just a pair of pliers, and you can see all the rust on them. Like, it's pretty bad. They're still able to open and close, but they're kind of stiff. And then right here is just an old crescent wrench. My toolbox got wet in the back of my truck, so I have a bunch of tools that got rust on them, so I'm going to do the same process for that. But you can see I can't even turn this. So what my video is going to be about today is the research that I found on how to take the rust off of your tools or your fishing equipment. So I don't have a good tripod, so I'm going to try to take this little tripod I have and figure out a way to show you. So hopefully I can get it in there. If not, I'll just hold it. Y'all stay tuned till I get stuff changed around for you. Okay. Alright, so I think I can make this work. Sorry, I'm hoping the video or the audio is going to come through okay. So basically what I said, I'm just going to take this is the old plain old box. So here's those pliers I was talking about. Here's these pliers I was talking about. And then I also got some vice grips. It's got some rust and stuff on. I'm just going to throw in here. I got these. They're really stiff, so throw those in here. No particular way. I don't know. Here's some fishing pliers, Bubba's. They're not too bad. Just a little bit of surface rust. They're still doing okay, but I'm gonna toss them in there too. Here's some KastKing. They're still working good. Just a little bit of surface rust. Let me put down in there. These scissors, just a tiny bit of rust. Throw them in here. Same thing, these scissors, just a tiny bit of rust. Toss them away here. And then these scissors, just a tiny bit of rust. Toss them in here. So I'm just going to put them all in there and go. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour vinegar in here. And I'm hoping my box don't leak. And hoping whatever I had in this box before does okay. Now I have a bunch of tools. Like I said, my toolbox got wet, so I have a bunch of tools that got rust on them. So I'm gonna be doing this quite a bit. Alright, so got them in there. Wiggle them around, try to get everything submerged. Just don't want to work with me, so I'll just close you down. Okay, so everything's submerged. Okay, I got everything back there submerged. They say wait 24 hours. So it is 9 o'clock in the morning, Saturday. So tomorrow I'll come back. Now this is all I'm using right here. I'm just using some, inexpensive white distilled vinegar. This is 5%. So that's all I'm going to be using. I'm going to sit here and let this stuff sit for 24 hours. So I'll come back here tomorrow and I'll show you what it looks like. So stay tuned for the results. And just a quick thing, just for reference, you can see how it's nice and clear. You can't really tell there's any liquid in there. So when the rust starts coming off, I'm assuming it'll change color. So, alright, stay tuned. Alright, howdy folks. So this is the second day of the rust with the vinegar. You can see the water is dingy. It's not clear no more. And I don't know if you can see in here, but even after 24 hours, I still got like little bubbles coming up, and it looks like it's still working. So I'm going to reposition the camera, put on a pair of gloves, and then I'll pull a couple of these out and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so here's the vice grips that I was using. You can see, you know, it still got the, here's the vice grips I put in there. They were really bad. I got a little wire brush right here. Now I can pretty much take my fingers and rub the rust off. I mean, alright, let's see. So like right here, like if I take it, I mean the rust pretty much comes off. If I take this little wire brush and just kind of skim over it, stuff is coming off really nice. Like it's just you know, it's just a little brush. It's nothing fancy, but yeah, this is taking it off really good. So I'm gonna go here and kind of like dip it down in the water and just kind of rinse it off. Now, I don't know if you can tell now, but you know, there's still some spots, but it's a lot cleaner than it was. And I don't know if the camera's showing up as good. Now these were beat up and stuff to begin with, so you know, this wasn't new. I mean, this thing's got paint on it and who knows what else. But I'll tell you, when you have lingcod lures and it's got the real big hooks like lingcod and halibut out here in the Puget Sound, you have to crimp the hooks. These vice grips, that's why they rusted. I was taking these vice grips, that's what I was actually crimping the hooks with, because it was, for some reason, it was easier for me. So let me grab something else and we'll see how that looks. Okay, so do y'all remember these? These are the big old the big crescent wrench that I couldn't open. Like, this was rusted too, so I just pulled it out of the water. So now look, it's broke loose, so I can actually open this all the way up, and I can, where the rust was right here, and it kind of wiped right off with my finger. So it broke the rust free to where I was actually able to get this where it can open. Now yes, this ain't a fishing thing, this is a tool, but I'm just kind of doing a video that'll cover everything. This was in my toolbox, and I have a hard cover tonneau cover over the back of my toolbox, and it says that it's not waterproof, but it's water resistant. And I picked the exact spot to put my toolbox to where it leaks, and it dripped, and it filled my toolbox, the top of it, full of water. So all my tools that are in my toolbox are rusty. This is one of them. Just the top, all the stuff is clear. So I kind of scrubbed it with this wire brush. I'll go over and dip it in this water, or not the water, the vinegar, and kind of rinse it off and see what it looks like. Okay, now look, this thing almost looks new. Now this is a lot better shape than the vice grips, but this thing come out really nice and clean. So now I'm gonna get the rustier, I think I had a pair of Bubba pliers that were pretty rusty, so let me go get them, see what they look. Okay, so here's the Bubba pliers that I had. Now they worked and stuff, but it has you know, the surface rust on it. So right there's the surface rust where it says Bubba. And you can see I can almost wipe it off with my hands. I'll take this little brush and just kind of go over this, get down here in the grooves, flip it over. And this isn't a really, this is not a real, it's a soft bristle brush. It's not really it's not a stiff one. It's soft. I don't want to tear the paint and coating or whatever off. I just want to try to get the, you know, whatever little surface rust. So let me I scrub this down with the little brush. So let me go over here and dip it in this vinegar and kind of get all the loose stuff off, and let's see what it looks like. Now you can look, these look a lot cleaner, a lot better. I mean, you can actually read it now. You know, on both sides, there's still, you know, spots of rust, but you know, they're working, it's good. And now I can, you know, I can clean it up a little bit more if I want to. But I do need to coat them in something, I guess, to kind of help them from getting rusty again. But knowing that this works, it's inexpensive, it's really easy. I can just come back and throw it in vinegar and let it sit there overnight, get up the next day and wipe them off. So I did have a pair of pliers that were really bad. They were in my boat. I don't know why they were in my boat. They're very similar to these. So let me see what they look like. Alright, so these pliers were probably the worst. Well, look at that. It opened them up. They were sticking. There's a spring up in there. That spring was rusty. So now they're opening and closing. And the same as the other, you know, you can see all the rust on it. You know, I'm just gonna take the brush. I think what I'll do is I'll take the brush and run over this, and then I think I'll soak it just for a little bit longer. Now I will say, you can't, I don't think you can't see, but when I take it over and I drop it into the vinegar to get the loose stuff that I'm knocking off in, it's really changing the color of the water. So, but you can, I mean, you can see, like, yeah, that's all the rust is coming off. So if anybody knows, like, what can I put on these pliers to keep them from rusty when I go out, like, you know, I don't want to, can't like dip them in oil, but is there something you recommend, something that you use that works, or you just, you know, don't do like me and let it get really bad and just kind of keep up with your stuff a little bit better? Let me rinse these. Yeah, see, those look a lot better, So, and they work. So alright, so I'm going to continue to go through and wipe these stuff off, and let me know any tips or anything like that that you have that can kind of, you know, help me out, help me figure out what's going on. I got a couple more fishing items in there to wipe off, and I got some tools over there I'm gonna throw in here, let them soak overnight. So thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all. Any tips that you can throw my way, please do it. I'm willing to learn. I want to help people. I enjoy getting help from people. So thank you. Sorry I bounce around. I have a hard time standing still. Appreciate you. Love you. Y'all take care. Be safe. See you out on the water. Country Boy 360.